Thanks for checking out this video. So let's go ahead and get into it. Let's talk about what is coming to Shudder for January 2024. And can you believe it? 2024 is right around the corner. I remember like every year it's like I remember through like February or March, and then all of a sudden it's like November, December, and I'm just like, what is going on? Anyway, let's talk about what's coming to Shudder. The first few things I'm going to go over are their kind of like originals and exclusives. So for there are two that are shows that are in there that I'm not going to have no spoiler reviews for before they come out. But the two movies that they have, I will have no spoiler reviews out the Monday of that week that they come out, because they both come out on Fridays. So that Monday, have a no spoiler review out that you can check out just to get an idea, maybe if you want, of if it's a movie you want to watch or not. And I'm actually excited about both of them, like very. So the first one is called Destroy All Neighbors, and it's going to be available January 12th. This one I was excited about because it has Jonah Ray and Alex Winter in it. And there was one other bigger name, and I can't remember. Maybe it'll say it in here. But William Brown, a neurotic, self-absorbed musician determined to finish his prog rock magnum opus, faces a creative roadblock in the form of a noisy and grotesque neighbor named Vlad. Finally working up the nerve to demand that Vlad keep it down, William inadvertently decapitates him. But while attempting to cover up one murder, William's accidental reign of terror causes victims to pile up and become undead corpses who torment and create more bloody detours on his road to prog rock Valhalla. Destroy All Neighbors is a twisted splatter comedy about a deranged journey of self-discovery full of goopy practical effects, a well-known ensemble cast, and lots of blood. It's a horror comedy. Very excited about that. We don't get enough horror comedies, and like I said, the cast looks really good. Actually, I can check real quick because I have the notes already written up on this because I already have the screener for it, so I can let you know who the other... Thomas Lennon, that's the other person. Great comedian Thomas Lennon. So I'm very excited about that. Anyway, so that's January 12th. The next one is another one I'm excited about. This is a Joe Lynch film that I've heard really good things about because it already had a little theater run, and that is the film Suitable Flesh. That is coming January 26th. It also has Barbara Crampton and Heather Graham in it, so excited about that. Psychiatrist Elizabeth Derby becomes obsessed with helping a young patient suffering extreme personality disorder, but it leads her into dark occult danger as she tries to escape a horrific fate. I know that's very vague, but trust me, I've heard a lot of good things about this. I haven't seen it yet at this point, but I do have the screener. I will be watching it and doing the no spoiler review, and it's one I'm excited for. I heard it's pretty wild. I heard it has some good like body horror to it. We'll see, but excited about that one. So the next is the continuation of the Boulet Brothers Dragula that's been going on the newest season. I think it's season 5. I think it started like the end of October, and it's been going. The finale will end up happening in January, so I'm not really going to read the synopsis of the show because I have done that before. I'm behind on this, unfortunately. I need to get caught up and actually watch this because I've watched all of their seasons. One of the, I guess maybe they took like a bit of a hiatus though, but they have a new episode dropping on January 9th, and then the season finale will end up being January 16th. So it seems like they took a little bit of a break. Oh yeah, it said episodes will be on hiatus December 26th and January 2nd. So they're going to wait 2 weeks, and then they're going to give you the final 2 episodes. So go figure. Don't really like that they're doing that, but whatever. Doing what they got to do. Then the next one is, I don't know why they have this under like originals and exclusives. It's not an original, and I don't think it's exclusive because it's a show that's already been out, but it's a show I'm excited to check out because I've heard good things and I haven't watched it yet, and that is the show Preacher. They're going to have all seasons of the show Preacher, which I think was like 4 seasons or so. From Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg, the supernatural adventure series follows a preacher who enlists the help of a vampire and his ex to find God. Starring Dominic... Okay, don't care who it stars, but it's based on a graphic novel by Garth Ennis and Steve Dillon. It was published by DC Comics and Vertigo Imprint. So yeah, interesting. Excited to watch that. Then getting into the older movies that are being thrown onto Shudder. There are 2 films coming January 1st, ones that people will probably be pretty excited about. First one is Prince of Darkness. John Carpenter directs this terrifying film about a group of graduate students and scientists who unknowingly unleash the most unspeakable of evils, Satan, on an unsuspecting world. I remember not liking that movie all that much, honestly. I think I have a review for it on my channel from some years ago. I might need to do a rewatch. Then the other film is my favorite John Carpenter film, Love, Love, Love It. Right back here, signed by John Carpenter himself. The Thing. A research team in Antarctica is hunted by a shape-shifting alien that assumes the appearance of its victims. We all know it. We all love it. It's amazing. Glad to see it's going to be on Shudder. Then the next 3 films are coming January 8th. Donnie Darko, also a great one. After narrowly escaping a bizarre accident, a troubled teenager is plagued by visions of a man in a large rabbit suit who manipulates him to commit a series of crimes. I wouldn't call this overt horror, but it is horror adjacent as a film, and it is a very good film. If you haven't seen Donnie Darko, definitely check it out. Early Jake Gyllenhaal, awesome performance. Then there's Prom Night. I believe the original. It doesn't have any other year on it, so I think it's probably the original Prom Night with Jamie Lee Curtis. Donna's senior prom is supposed to be the best night of her life, though a sadistic killer from her past has different plans for her and her friends. It's a fun one. Slasher. If you like slashers and you haven't seen it, see it. Then we're going to get Hello, Mary Lou Prom Night 2. 30 years after her accidental death at her 1957 senior prom, the tortured spirit of prom queen Mary Lou Maloney returns to seek revenge. That's a fun one. It was on the last drive-in, so that leads me to believe that it will be showing back up as one of the archived last drive-in episodes. So you can check that out. It's probably the preferred way to watch it for me. Then the next 4 films are coming January 15th. We have Blue Eyes of the Broken Doll. I haven't heard of this one. An ex-convict troubled by dreams that he strangles women is hired as the caretaker on an estate owned by 3 very strange sisters. Pretty vague. If you've heard of this or you've seen it, let me know in the comments if I should check it out. The next one is Galaxy of Terror. Neurotic astronauts face a giant worm and other monsters on a distant planet. That one's pretty fun. If I'm remembering correctly, I think that's the one that has Sid Haig in it and Robert Englund. So worth a watch if I'm remembering the correct one. Then we have The Elderly. An octogenarian enters into a state of dementia after the sudden suicide of his wife, sparking a series of paranormal events that will put his family's lives at risk. That sounds interesting. Haven't seen it, hadn't really heard of it, but sounds interesting. Again, let me know if you have, if I should check it out. Then The Passenger. Randy is perfectly content to fade into the background, but when one of his coworkers goes on a sudden and violent rampage, he must face his fears and confront his troubled past to survive. Sounds interesting-ish. Again, haven't heard of that one. And then the last 3 films are coming on January 22nd. I almost said second. January 22nd. We're going up in time here, Carlin. Get it right. The first one is called Dogs, and they put that it's 1979. All the other ones, they didn't put years. After several city residents are bitten by dogs, a young doctor tries to stop the violence. Again, very vague. Don't know about it, but maybe interesting. Then the next one is the original film Them, from France, that was the bassist for The Strangers, which I think Them is better, so I do recommend checking them out. Lucas and Clementine live peacefully in their isolated country house, but one night they wake up to a strange noise. They're not alone, and a group of hooded assailants begin to terrorize them throughout the night. Again, I recommend. Good enough. Especially if you like The Strangers, it's good to see where the idea came from, and I think it's better, but that's just me. And then the last film is Villains. I'm not a fan of this one. I watched it, didn't like it. I think this is the one with Bill Skarsgård in it. It was a little too goofy for me, and it just didn't work, but I know other people liked it. After a pair of amateur criminals break into a suburban home, they stumble upon a dark secret that 2 sadistic homeowners will do anything to keep from getting out. I mean, it sounds like a great premise. I just remember not liking it that much. But hey, if it sounds interesting to you, definitely check it out. So this is where I always say to you, please help with the channel if you can. Hit the thumbs up on this video if you enjoyed it at all. Subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed any video, including this one that I've ever done, which I've done a lot. And you can also hit the notification bell button if you want to know when I'm putting up new videos. The other thing is, go ahead and put some comments down here. Let me know, are there certain movies that are coming to Shudder in January, or shows that you think I definitely need to see? Are there some that you would say, you could probably avoid this one, it might not be worth your time? Always looking for recommendations, or the opposite of ones people are like, stay away, it's not great. But thank you so much, regardless, for taking your time to watch this, and until next time, keep it brutal.